Hi guys, welcome back to Romy's Life. Oh, welcome if you're new. And today I'll be going over my stock portfolio part 2-ish. But then this time I'm focusing on my dividend stocks and just like showing you how much I made from dividends this year so far in 2020. I know there's a lot of misconceptions that like, oh, so many companies are cutting dividends, but despite that, I have been able to make okay money, like, you know, enough for like 50 McChickens at McDonald's. So let's just dive right into it and see what's in my portfolio. So if you haven't seen my last video with Sequence, you totally should, because my portfolio for the most part has looked like the last video. But then recently I did add like a little bit of funds because I noticed the prices were going down. So now I have about like $6,758 portfolio as of Sunday, the October 27th. Oh, wait, no, I mean September 27th. Okay. I'll just go through it and see what you guys think and whatnot. So this is like my little, I do it all by hand, which I know is kind of a waste of time, but like I don't really want to pay money to track my dividend income because it's definitely not a significant part of my income. But I think it's cool that like a college student like me can make $50 passively by doing nothing but investing my money. And as I mentioned in my last video, I do use the drip feature to reinvest my dividend back into those stocks. So that's why like later on you'll start seeing I own like 1.002878 stocks and stuff like that. But yeah, let's just start from homepage. So this is my homepage. I keep track of everything here. Like this is a glance. You can see from just in general. In January, I made nothing, but again, most dividends pay quarterly, as you can tell. That's why like March is pretty good, significant. June is significant, and September is significant. And that's because, again, it's like it happens quarterly, means they usually pay it every 3 months. But then again, there are obviously stocks that pay semi-annually, and there's stocks that pay quarterly. And how do you check that, you may ask? Well, just go to like the Yahoo Finance, and you'll be able to check that if you just go to like just look up the stock name, dividend, or like frequency, something like that. That's how I usually find it. But like again, I'm not really depending on these for my like extreme income, so I don't keep track that far. I just, whenever I get a notification, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, and I'll usually put it here. I usually just wait at the end of the month and collect it all. But okay, let's just start with February then. So it's February. My SPH is my one that pays I think monthly. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's the one that pays monthly. Okay, so anyways, so February I only got 2 stocks, and that's my HRL. And if I don't really know the stock symbol or the tick symbol, I just go back here. So some of the companies I own are listed here, like Hormel, SPHD. As you can tell, most of the dividend paying ones are ETFs, because I'm a big believer in, I think ETFs are a lot safer, and you know, I don't want to take that big risk, you know. But I do have private owned ones as here, for example, like TransUnion, Visa, Ping An Insurance, Starbucks, Apple, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, etc. Johnson & Johnson. All those are private companies that I own that do pay dividends, and they haven't really cut anything, so I'm very proud of them. Just kidding. And you might be wondering, so how do you know how much you're gonna get paid? Well, so once, for example, let's go to, let's say like Coca-Cola, for example. So then what I would do is I would go to Coca-Cola. Let me look up KO, and you'll just go to the dividend yield, and they say it's 3.33%. So that means if their stock price is 48.5 right now, that means the dividend is going to be 48.15 times 0.033, right? 1, 2, yep. So that means they're going to pay about 1.6. But let's say Coca-Cola, how often do they pay their dividends? I didn't even have to type the whole question. So it says they pay it 4 times a year, so which means it's a quarterly dividend. So I can just divide this amount, divide by 4, to see that I'm gonna get about 40 cents per share for Coca-Cola. So that's basically how you can figure it out simply. But again, it changes quarter to quarter, it changes like month to month, because the amount of stocks, or the stock price is going to fluctuate between months and months. And I think that's pretty evident with Coca-Cola, especially because look at that, like it just like flies. Just goes, oh, it can be as low as like, let's see, like in the past 3 months or the past year, which is the one that I care about, it went from, the lowest was like $37, and the highest was like 56. So just like depending on like the stock price, they will adjust the dividend income and to match, so that it's still the same amount, etc., etc. If that makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. But let's just go back into my little stock portfolio. So that's what I have for February. I have Hormel, and SPHG, which is another ETF. March is just 850, as you can tell. I have Johnson & Johnson is one of my favorites right now because it's actually, yeah, it's pretty steady. But March was a good month because it was like end of a quarter. So as you can tell, I got paid from Johnson & Johnson, a Vanguard ETF. I don't know which one this is. Actually, 2 Vanguard VTFs, McDonald's, another SPDR S&P 500, stuff like that. So that's for March. For April, I have more ETFs. But as you can see, like at this time right now, I still didn't reinvest everything back, and my portfolio was still about 6,200. I didn't really touch anything, buy anything, stuff like that. But that month I made about $5, and May I made $276. I'm so rich. I know, $276. But anyways, yes, so Apple paid me, I have 1 stock of Apple then, and they paid me 82 cents. Starbucks too. I think during the pandemic, a lot of the food industry, like McDonald's, Starbucks, Coca-Cola, like all those food industry was kind of hit hard. So at that time, I did buy quite a few food stocks, but not like crazy amounts, I think. But that one's consistently every month, so I like that. You know, I like to see that I get some money every month. June was a good month because again, it was a quarter. It's like I made $12. $12.71, so I can almost buy 3 McChickens at McDonald's. And these are my stocks. I don't want to go through it individually. I know you can read, but I think something to note here is, no, there's nothing to note here. July is pretty darn good as well. I think this is like when I first picked up, when it started like picking up that like I was actually making money. August is 509, okay as well. The classic ones here stay here. September was a good month again because it's the end of the quarter. So this month so as you can see, this is like when you start seeing the reinvesting show up like this. So SPHD, I have 3.013 stocks, which is just ends up being 45. So, and I actually just multiply this by formulas in Google Sheet. And Exxon, I mean, recently their prices have dropped quite a lot. Here, let me pull it up for you. ExxonMobil. As you can see, in the past couple months, or past year actually, honestly, it's just been pretty red. But their dividend yield is pretty darn good. Let's see. Yeah, 10.05. So I don't know how they're still sustaining this level at the price that it is now, considering their last thing. But if you guys have any if you guys have any like evidences to back it up, please let me know in the comments below. Also, please let me know what kind of dividend stock is your favorite. I just recently bought like AT&T, which is I know is a lot of people's favorite dividend stock. If you are inspired by this video, you want to get started on your own Robinhood portfolio for dividends or just in general, then feel free to sign up using the link down below. Also, there's a link for Webull as well. You can get 2 stocks, one when you open up an account and one when you deposit $100. And the second one could be valued up to $1,400. It's darn good. And I'm being super consistent with my posting now. I'm going to be posting every Sundays and Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern time, or about like 11 a.m. Pacific time. So wherever you are, just like make sure you subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Oh wait, that kind of sounds like ground stuffing. Whoops. Let me think of something else. Okay, it's fine. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Bye.